What's poppin', everybody? We are back for another installment of Floppy Drop after being gone for a few weeks. I will say I do apologize. Life kind of got crazy. I did make the post recently. We had a family friend pass away, so we were dealing with that. And I say family friend, it was more like family. So was just trying to spend time with my family, helping kind of take care of some responsibilities there. But we are good. We're back in action. I'm here. And as always, I'm here with my main man, Drew, aka Dolan, and he writes comics. What's up, brother? How are you?
Hey, I am doing fantastic. It's been a busy week. It's been a busy month. A lot of big things, a lot of wheels in motion. But hey, good to talk about comics today. I'm glad, and we got some big stuff to talk about today.
We do. You definitely do have a lot of wheels in motion. I don't know where you want to start.
You're the host. Pick anything.
Well, let's go ahead and kick things off with you do have a little campaign what do we technically call this? Pre-launch. See, I'll get back in the rhythm here in a second. But we do have a little pre-launch that's going on for a book that people might have heard of called Unholy Nightmare.
That is true. Joshy Poo, that is very true. We've got a Kickstarter pre-launch sign-up page up for Unholy Nightmare 3. So some may say, oh, it must be launching soon. No. We are launching in June. We are launching in this summer. We are just taking this time to really spread the word, to get people to tell their friends, and their friends could tell their comic book store owners to sign up for this. We wanted to get as many people signed up by the time we launch in late June. June 27th, Friday night, we're going to be having a launch stream on Thinking Critical with Wes. So it should be a fun night. And we got plenty of surprises.
Heck yes. I am... Nice. I'm pulling up the YouTube video so I can drop the link in now. So just drop that in. I'm going to pin that there. So go check it out, and then make sure you guys sign up to stay in the loop on what's going on with this. Because, again, you know what to expect with Drewski, especially with Unholy Nightmare. It's been a fun go. And I know a lot of people that had some good feedback after reading issue 2. I know a lot of people that love the Golem. The stories are just going to continue. Backups will continue. And I think there's some really cool stuff going. And I think we have some covers to show as well.
We have some covers, and I think a page or two of interior art as well to show.
Yeah, let's check these covers out real quick. I'm gonna close out that screen. Man, I swear you take like 2 weeks off and you get rusty at this crap.
it happens.
We're going to kick things off with the black and white cover. We also have a colored version of it. But go ahead and tell us a little bit about this awesomeness here.
Yes, I bet some of these covers I've been sitting on for over a year now, and finally get to show them off. This one, Shane Connery Volk. You may be wondering, why does the name sound so familiar? Well, this is the artist of Nottingham. Yes, the indie series smash hit Nottingham. He did this piece for me, and I couldn't be happier about it. We got this in black and white, and we got it in color as well. So this is going to be offered on the campaign, both versions.
Yeah. It looks so good too. Like, I just love, Shane Connery Volk, the guy's a freaking boss. But yeah, it's got a really nice, intense, like, horror element to it. And that's what I'm really liking about this. So
yeah, me too.
I'm going to try to make sure I'm not pulling up an interior page, but I might pull up the interior page.
Sure. Why not?
Oh, it is an interior page.
Yeah. Yep. So this is an interior page. Now the color tone of this is told in the past. This is this is one of our main characters. This is something that occurred to them in the past. So I'm not going to say who. If you've read issues 1 and 2, you may have an idea who it is.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So you're saying we might get a little bit of an origin, kind of a little taste of the origin for this character coming in here.
Little taste.
A little sampling.
Yeah. Well, while we're talking about interiors, every page is done. The lettering is done. We are currently coloring the last, I think, 3 pages right now. They're done this week. So issue 3 will be done when we launch in June.
Nice. Hell yeah. We're going to show another interior and then we'll go over the rest of the covers real quick. But you've got this page here, which is just an
page
awesome,
1.
Yep. Awesome pop of all the characters. So if you read through to the end of the second issue, you got to meet these characters and kind of discover who they are. We're picking back up with them in this layer, I guess we'll say.
Yeah.
And Drew, I kind of want to take a minute to talk about this because some people might look at this and go, hey, it looks a little different.
That is correct. We have a new colorist working with us. This is Oscar Carreno, and he has done a phenomenal job. He has really stepped the game up coloring-wise. I remember showing you and others. You're like, holy crap, it looks like a completely different series now.
Yeah.
With this guy on it.
It pops. It's just got a certain, like, refined... I almost said refinedness because, English is I'm the bestest. But no, it really does. It pops. It just stands out a little bit different. Because I even had to ask you, I was like, is this still Aurelio? And you're like, yeah. And then I was like, okay. And then that's when we were talking about the colors. I was like, it's crazy how much of a difference colors can make to a book.
Yep.
Yeah, this just looks so freaking bomb. So great stuff there. And then I think we've got about 5 covers to go through real quick. So we'll check these out. We've got this one here, which we should know who that guy is, but the bomb-ass cover, who did this one for you?
Yeah, this was J.C. Grande with Dan Kemp on the colors. Dan Kemp was not happy coloring this. He was a little grumpy. But hey, that's what you get when you're coloring J.C. Grande. He killed it. And isn't it great to have a cover that reflects what happens in the interiors? Hey, that's shocking. I know, shocking concept.
Yeah. Of course, you can see we got our boy Gollum there, but if you look down towards his legs, that's when you see some of the other characters. So we got Vlad, we got Trinacria, and then is that
we got Father Mario? Yep.
Yeah, and then a bunch of dudes getting their asses kicked. So, I'm sure that's where the colors was like, yeah, he's doing all these individual little people.
Yep.
Yep. This reminds me of when colorists and stuff would come in for Green Lantern and they'd be like, dadgummit, because you'd have those random like splash pages that's got like all these different lanterns and they're like, oh, come on. And then you got stars and everything else out there. Yeah. It's a lot of work, but it looks freaking fantastic. And JC Grande, man, like that guy, I don't know, he's delivered cover after cover after cover for multiple things for you that just look bomb.
And interiors soon.
Okay.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
But he draws a badass Gollum. Like that.
Yes, he does.
Leave it there. Another one of the badasses featured on the cover. We have Trinacria here, and this is a very cool, very boobacious Vava Voom cover. But tell us a little bit about this one.
When you're on Kickstarter, you got to have it. Yeah, you got to play the game. You got to play the game, and
we're playing the game, but it's still very tasteful. Like it is a very tasteful.
Okay, so we're gonna have a tasteful and a risque variant. So if you like,
of course,
a little more exposure, we're gonna have that variant as well. But this is done by the current superstar Draxgal. Yes, we got Draxgal on it, Unholy Nightmare cover. So we're gonna have 2 versions of this, and so I'll let you put that to your imagination what the other version can be. But yeah, it's great to have a big name like Draxgal on the cover.
Indeed. I started to make a joke, and I'll refrain. Because we're still 10 minutes in. But maybe you buy the naughty version or the risque or whatever we're calling it, just to learn what's the anatomy like here when
for a demon. It was like for a demon.
Yeah. What is that? What's going on there? Yeah. But yeah, no, great cover. Draxel again, awesome. Someone else that's just delivered some banger covers for you. We also have this coming in, and for some reason I thought this was going to be a con exclusive, but maybe I'm wrong. So
no, we talked about it because so this is Jonathan McDaniel. He's a big artist in the convention circuit. So apparently he's done a lot of pieces for celebrities. Like the actor who plays Art the Clown for Terrifier.
Yep.
Jonathan McDaniel, I guess the banner that guy has, Jonathan McDaniel's illustration is his banner.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got that guy to do a piece for us of Ginny the She-Wolf here. So this is going to be available as a cover as well. And yep, pretty hot.
And then 2 more coming in. We do have this one here, which
yeah,
I feel like you just need to look at this, and if you are familiar with artists, you know exactly who this is. But go ahead, let's talk about this a little bit.
The legendary Kenneth Rocafort. This was, I think, one of the first ones we got, and as soon as I got this, I'm like, dude, this is the cover. This is gonna be the cover for issue 3. I knew it, and I flipping loved it. He killed it. I showed it to Aurelio. Aurelio loved it. It's amazing when you can get these superstars doing covers for you, you know. And look, it's not cheap at all.
No,
but it's great, and I could not be happier with this. Flipping Kenneth Rocafort did a cover for me. This is awesome.
It's just so badass.
And yes, this is going to be a foil. This will be a foil cover.
And has anything been said about which character the backup is focusing on, or is that staying quiet?
No, I sent you a black and white image of who it's going to be. It's been public. Yeah, we said.
Okay. This cover is going to work so well with that backup story, right?
I agree. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I was making sure I wasn't getting mixed up, but yeah. You got a killer artist doing this. You got a killer artist working on that backup, and I can't wait. I'm stoked to see all of it together. But you'll want to definitely do that combo with this and that. That's all I'm saying. I'm just gonna put that out there. Final cover coming in, and we have this here. And this is just, I believe, this one of the standard covers. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's one of the standard covers. That was done by Andre Lunatic and Shelby Robertson. I've got that OA up my wall behind me.
Hell yeah!
Actually, right behind my head. Actually, right by here. Yeah, I love this cover, and hey, another one that reflects the interiors. How about that?
Shocking.
Yeah.
There's so much I want to talk about. But you discussing reflecting the interiors. Those pages are really cool. I'll just put it that way.
And those aren't all the covers. Those are just some of them. There's more covers,
which is wild.
Yeah, and there's a big name. I told you that there's another name. We got them locked in for a cover, and let's just say that is an absolute game changer for the Kickstarter.
Hell yeah.
Absolute game changer. And can't announce it yet. Just give it time.
Give it time. Well, I know you said June is quite a ways away, but it's going to be here before you know it. So
yeah, and like I said, you got to advertise it. You got to spend this time really talking about it. Get hyping it up, getting people excited about it, getting their friends excited, and having their friends get excited to tell their friends and tell their comic book store owners and everyone to really check this out.
Yeah, indeed. As always, man, I'm super excited for you. I'm proud of you, and I can't wait to see when this comes out. I love that I love that a lot of your stuff is getting momentum, but I also love that Unholy Nightmare is getting its own momentum going, and people keep coming back to it. So,
yeah,
ready for June to be here so you can get that rocking and rolling. And
I'm ready for the end of the week when all the pages are going to be done officially.
Fair, completely fair. All right, let's say hello to the chat real quick before we start discussing this week's books. I will admit I was going to try to do some catching up on a few books, and I had enough time to read what we have this week, and that was about it. So, but yeah, we'll stay on schedule through May, and then we'll probably get back into that, doing the extra things like Top Comics in May and all that stuff. But again, thank you guys for being patient and for showing up. And then, since you are here, let's just say hello real quick. We do have Cajun Corey in the house with an evening. Good evening, sir. He's also coming in with 23 months of membership, which is freaking awesome. So, Senor Corey, I am gonna do a little bit of. You know what, Corey? I know that you think this is funny, so I'm just gonna go with this one for you.
That they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
And we don't. We don't know what we're doing. Sir, thank you as always for being here. We appreciate it. We also have Kaiser Jose in the house with who are these guys? Is this new? Is we are debuting. It's so nice to have you here. Then he added, I guarantee you the main host isn't as good as the GOAT Rocket Robbie. Well, listen, we all have big shoes to fill when it comes to comparing our shows to Rocket Robbie and what he brings to the table. I mean, he is giving away comic books that he signed for his birthday, even though he didn't do anything on the comics.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, cool. We do have the one and only Norin Lear, which is Leslie Lee, which is AKA Lyrics Lee in the house. Evening, everyone. Good evening, Leslie. Nice to see you. You know, Drewski, that is a person that does covers too.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, I hear she's pretty popular at conventions. Yeah, and I hear that she says no one likes her art, yet creators of certain
what?
Yet creators of certain properties will come up to her and tell her how much they love her art, and I'll hear this and I'll be like, how about that? I don't think I think some people actually do like your art.
Listen, whenever you can do a cover for a book that I'm not a fan of, like I'm not a fan of the book, and I start debating, I think I'm gonna buy this because I like the cover so much. Just saying. Take that as you would like. But no, Leslie has great covers, does a lot of wonderful stuff. So make sure you go check out Lyrics Lee. We also have Ross Wilson in the house with Nice Piece. Shane is awesome.
Yes, he is. He's a great dude. He is so fun to just chat with.
Yeah. Down to earth, chill, like
yeah. He's a musician. He's a rock star.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's kind of got that like a little bit of edge to him, which is nice because he is who he is. He says what he says, which I prefer any day over someone trying to be too hoity-toity. We have Jamin D in the house with the rock on, brother. Nice to see you. We also have JK here with evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
And Kaiser coming in with Kari Andrews fits Unholy Nightmare.
I should have. I'll talk to him. I talked to him quite a bit at MegaCon, and actually, I had one of my. I don't think I talked about this. One of my most embarrassing moments ever at a convention ever. Leslie, she was there. She was right next to me when it happened. Aaron, Leslie, and I, we were just walking around in the artist alley before the show started. And this guy walked up to us, and I thought it was Jamie Tyndall. I was like, Jamie, and I was talking to him. I thought it was Jamie, and no, it was Carrie Andrews the entire time. And I was just like, what? Really? And just did the like Jerry Seinfeld, and there she is. Yeah, you dingus. Yeah, it's true.
It's wild.
Yeah, because Carrie looks exactly like Jamie Tyndall. It is insane. He looks if you guys ever go to a convention, if you do see Carrie Andrews and you see Jamie Tyndall, they look almost exactly alike. Same build, same ball cap, everything, just same face. It's ridiculous.
It's one of those weird things where I've only seen Carrie. I've done a stream with Carrie. But seeing people on a screen versus in person makes a huge difference. Mm-hmm. Like it can be very different, I guess I should say. I don't think I've ever seen Jamie Tyndall. I was trying to pull up a picture of him just to see, but it's all I'm getting is art. I'll have to look that up later. I can kind of see that. Doesn't Carrie have a little bit more reddish hair? Or does he have red hair?
No, he had a ball cap on. And Jamie Tyndall always wears a ball cap.
I was going to say, if you put a ball cap on, I can totally...
Yeah, they both had ball caps on, and I thought it was Jamie.
That's kind of awesome, though. Oh, my God. That's something I would do. Be like, well, my bad. Real quick, we'll finish going through the chat and saying hello before we get to this week's books. We do have Zax in the house. Hey, Joshy. Hello, Senor Zax. It is nice to see you. Kaiser did add, at least these two aren't as gay as Robbie. The night is still young, my friend. Hold on. That deserves this.
Too spicy.
Oh man, I'm just winning a lot of. I'm surprised I haven't gotten hate mail from Rock and Robbie fans at this point. But yes, Zax, thank you. I'm happy to be back. It's been busy for sure. So glad to be doing something normal. And I have like a structure to my week again. I have a normal schedule. But Leslie is saying we're too kind. Okay, I guess, or maybe you just have good, comic book covers.
Good taste, yeah.
Who knows? Yeah, we do have good taste. That's right, Drew. You tell them. All right, let's go ahead and get things kicked off with some comics. And the first comic we're going to talk about is definitely an interesting thing to cover. But it's going to be Swamp Thing, 88, number 88, number one.
Yeah, Swamp Thing, 1989, number one.
AKA Swamp Thing 88.
Yeah, issue 88, yes.
Yes. So, Drew, do you want to kind of cover the backstory here? Because it's essentially, I mean, just in a nutshell, this was part of. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So there's a lot that can be said that's going to be said about this comic, but we're going to try to cut it short because a lot can be said. But anyway, Rick Veitch had a run on Swamp Thing, and the last leg of it that kicked it off, Swamp Thing was going to meet Jesus Christ. And then DC and Warner Brothers, they got nervous. They had nervous feet. They saw a potential cover idea that was done that showed it's in the back of the issue. Actually, I got it here where it shows Swamp Thing as the cross that Jesus is crucified on. And they're like, I don't know about this. This looks a little risky. And people got to remember at the time as well. And they bring it up in the letter section in the back that this is during the time when it was very much a Reagan 1980s.
Yep. Conservatism
was at an all-time high. Televangelism was huge. There was a big resurgence to Christianity. They talk about how the Last Temptation of Christ had come out, which was very blasphemous. The Scarlet Gospels had come out, I believe, by Salman Rushdie had come out. And they did not want to have any of this controversy, religious-wise. And so they got cold feet, and it got canceled. And Rick Veitch said, I'm done. I'm not doing my story then, his run. Yeah. So he left the book, and they finished the run with another team. So this kind of just laid out there in limbo. This just laid out there as like this, hey, have you heard about this? Have you heard about that? And I found out about this 10 years ago online on a website called the Oh Danny Boy website. This guy had posted every page of the original script by Rick Veitch in there where you could read it, what was going to happen. And some of the art was in there as well. And and I thought it was incredibly, incredibly fascinating. And never in my wildest dreams did I think that DC would be like, you know what, let's go ahead and publish this. Let's do this.
Exactly. Yes. And only because there have been so many things throughout, I guess, even the 10, 15 years that I've been covering comics professionally. There have been multiple times where they pulled stuff back for various reasons. And I'm like, well, that's never going to see the light of day. And I would have thought this is something that would never see the light of day for a number of reasons. Because then I think even once you get out of like, okay, we're gonna kind of shelve this because of the potential controversy it could have. Even when you move past it, you then start running in like logistics things of like, okay, so what does this look like based on if we do print this and get it out in terms of like, do we owe people anything? Like it just gets very muddy.
Yeah, when you start getting into the residuals and everything else of this.
Yeah.
Like how does that work?
So yeah, I mean, I've got the cover that was considered.
They said at the very bottom, it was the original like concept.
Yeah,
Swamp Thing cover. Yeah,
which yes, I can totally understand why this would.
And it led to other rumors like in the book, Jesus was made out of the cross, in the story that Jesus was crucified on. Like there's there's that. All these rumors about the issue that came out. You're just like, oh man, I don't know if I'm going to like this. I don't know about this.
Right.
But
then
it came out.
It came out, and let me put it this way: did you come into this with a lot of concerns that it might come across as extremely sacrilegious?
I thought there was always the possibility it is. I was thinking, okay, yeah. I mean, when you're open with when the title is Morning of the Magician, okay, we're already on shaky ground a little bit. But I was shocked by how much respect is given to Jesus.
Agreed.
And it was remarkable. I'm reading this, I'm like, wow, it just very, very respectful for Jesus. And
that is what surprised me.
Yes. And so we got two spectrums here. One spectrum, we got Rick Veitch, his depiction of Jesus. And then on the other end, you've got Mark Russell, the greatest comedian in the history of mankind, in his series, the once son, only son, the son of dad, whatever. Where Jesus and Superman are roommates, which is incredibly offensive, incredibly unfunny, and in his words, done out of spite and hatred for Christianity. And but here, no, this is absolutely respectful. And the other great interesting point in this is that not only is this an interesting factor with Swamp Thing and Jesus, but we're seeing the birth of Etrigan.
Yes. So let me get there. This might look a little familiar to some people, but yeah, we do get the birth of Etrigan, which all of this in this comic with this kind of story going on, it just kind of worked. I think if you take in the context of what Swamp Thing is and how much it changed once Alan Moore took over, and how he changed Swamp Thing as a character to actually be almost like this godlike creature that isn't actually Alec Holland, but is a sentient being that just has the memories of Alec. It does so much, and then I think that's kind of why it works so well. But even Etrigan, it's a character that we've seen in this run before. Well, this run.
Yeah, yes, we have. Before. With Alan Moore and everything. Yeah.
Yep. So you're getting his birth here as the demon, and then it does lead into what we eventually get with.
You got Mary Magdalene, introduction of her. So, like I said, I'm not a Bible scholar, but I have gone. I did go to a Christian college.
Right.
And so, little history fact: Mary Magdalene was not a prostitute, but it was a very popular pop culture belief in the 70s and 80s. And one of the I think it was Pope George, had kind of alluded to that maybe one of her 7 sins that she was cleansed of that made her a prostitute or something. But that rumor grew from there, and in movies and such, she became known as like a prostitute. So I think this is just falling in line with the time of the 80s when she was led to believe to be that.
She's the lady of the night. But yeah, you get a lot of kind of fun play on things. You got the Roman centurion here, and then it all kind of starts coming into play with Etrigan coming in. That's a creepy.
Yes. So we learn here that the 3 wise men are actually pretty damn evil. We saw them earlier.
Yep.
They did it to bring about Etrigan's father, Belial, I think is his name. Is his father, and in doing so, Belial implanted the seed of Etrigan into Marcus, that Roman soldier, because we're led to believe that through birth or however means, through sex or whatever later on, that Etrigan is going to be birthed, and thus the Antichrist is birthed, and there it is.
Yeah. As we get going, this is shortly after this is where we start getting into what the
Jesus
when
going
Jesus
through time
comes into the picture. Yeah.
So I'm sorry, not Jesus. I'm sorry, Swamp Thing. Jesus. Swamp Thing going through time and history, and finally he winds up seeing a man who's very serene. He is aware of Swamp Thing's presence, but he leaves him alone. He recognizes the cup. He sees him meditating, and he's bringing about. He's doing his. He's meditating. He's praying, and the three wise men they detected, like, oh no, he's doing it. He's acting. He's getting everything lined up, because this is the final night. This is after the final supper, and when things are going into motion, and Belial wants to nip it in the bud. This is not happening. Not up in here.
Boobage.
Yeah, Michael Zulli. His art in this is terrific. We gotta call him out specifically for that.
Yes, and it's got a nice kind of throwback vibe to what the art looked like during Alan Moore's run.
One other thing real quick. Now, it's called The Morning of the Magician. Now, Swamp Thing calls Jesus a magician, and to some, I could see that as being offensive, but to Swamp Thing, when he is aware of Jesus, he's aware of how Alec Holland respected Jesus and knew of him as the man, the person who was able to forgive and redeem every human soul. Every soul lived. Alec Holland saw that as something magical, something a magician, capable of doing it. That's like that. What magician's able to do that? And it's like, okay, I could see how a being who's a plant could think that.
Yeah, I mean, even just citizens, back then, you have to wonder how some of them viewed. I mean, yes, they viewed him as the Messiah, but even when you have like the Roman centurions, someone who's not a believer in Christ, that when he goes to Jesus and says, his slave boy is sick, and Jesus is like, he is healed, and then no greater faith have I seen in all the land. I'm sure these people thought Jesus was a magician for all intents and purposes of he's doing these things that should not be done.
Yes.
When you have leprosy getting healed and all these things,
turning water into wine. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
In many ways, I'm sure people thought it was some type of magic, even if it was holy magic, quote unquote. Yes. So the idea of calling him a magician, it does make sense, and I don't think it is sacrilegious to say that from the perspective of these characters. Like, that's how they would view it, and it does make sense. But I love it, and this is kind of one of the things that I love about Swamp Thing in general, especially from Alan Moore's run kind of through to this point, is there is so much of a poetry, and it's the best way I can think of describing it, to Swamp Thing and how he views things, and when you're just reading this, it all kind of falls into place where he's watching how, I guess at peace Jesus is with everything.
It's like he picks up in the senses there is not a violent, selfish motive, nothing in this man. He said this man is completely selfless, and at peace. And he wanted to. He even says he wants to quench this man's thirst. He becomes berries to go into the cup, and Jesus doesn't drink of it. He just doesn't.
No.
He knows he's there. Jesus is aware of him, but he doesn't drink.
Doesn't drink. And if you're going, oh, that's kind of weird and that's kind of gross. I mean, we watched Swamp Thing pull off a turnip of himself and give it to his love to eat.
So becoming a berry to quench a man's thirst? Okay. Sure.
Why not? Yeah, just so many things here. Like even this line, the no innocent blood this man could shed. Yeah. And this goes back to again, just the respect that it shows for the Christian faith, for Jesus as a, what he is as the Messiah.
And as the man.
Yeah. And this is where I was so caught off guard because
me too. I was like, wow, there's a lot of respect here.
There is. And I don't know what I was expecting when I went into this, but as I started reading this.
Well, and here's the thing, in 89, like in 90s, we're getting to that point in Vertigo when you had Garth Ennis and others come up with Preacher, Hellblazer was kicking off, which was, could be seen as very sacrilegious. So it's like, I think a lot of us had that preconceived notion, okay, this is going to be sacrilegious, but no, this is quite the
No.
opposite. This is the opposite of all those.
Well, and it feels very true to what you would expect from Swamp Thing seeing a figure like this, like Jesus. So once I actually started reading it and actually getting into it, and I like got past like I'm shocked at how much respect they're giving. I then started thinking, I was like, no, this makes sense for Swamp Thing. Like to me, this makes sense that he would view Jesus in this way and think about him in this way. So yeah, I think what I keep coming back to is just how much respect was here and how much I appreciated that, because it isn't common, and maybe it's more so the modern day comics or modern day world things, but it isn't common anymore. So for me, I thought it was handled with.
This is a character in the DC universe who has seen other godlike beings, people who have said they're messiahs, and this is someone who is the complete opposite end of all of them. So
Correct.
he's mesmerized. This is a magician. This is unlike any of those people he's dealt with or met.
Yeah. I don't want to go too far because I really want people to just go pick this up and read it. I think it's definitely worth it. If you're a Swamp Thing fan, you definitely need to go get this up or pick this up. If you've never read Swamp Thing, then you definitely need to go get Alan Moore's run and then get this while you're at it. And I think they've done 2 collections of Rick Veitch's run, and I think once this is done, they'll pull the third. Yeah.
Yep. After this one's done, after this is done, because not just one, there's gonna be a few issues after this.
Yep.
He's finally getting to finish. So, they're all be collected, and hopefully, I'll have another absolute edition of Swamp Thing to add to my bookcase by Rick Veitch.
The other thing I want to call out, and this is more of just a technical aspect of them printing this book, but they printed it on that kind of pulpy paper.
Yes, I got my copy right here. It's an actual newsprint. It's got the original ads in the comic.
That's what I was about to say.
It's got an advertisement for this Batman. It's like the Batman logo, like a Batman movie.
It's like 1989 Batman. I think there's a guy named like Michael Keaton or something that's playing Batman. I don't know.
Mr. Mom playing Batman.
That guy does comedies. I don't know what they were thinking, but they miscast that guy.
All I know is I cannot wait for Batman Year 3 to come out. This is going to be fantastic.
No. Oh wait, no. Year 3 was okay. That was Lonely Place of Dying. I'm okay with that. I was thinking of Batman Year 2 with the gun, but oh man. But no, seriously, this is I thought this was a really, really good comic.
Yes.
And considering the reservations I had, I was happy to see that. And kudos to the team behind this. It's one of those things. It's like you read it and you're like, man, what was you have to, like you said earlier, you have to remind yourself what was actually going on in that time. Because when you read it, you're like, there really isn't anything here to get mad about.
No.
But I think what would have happened is too many people would not have read it. They would have just gone on, oh, this was done, or and just taken a piece of it and then ran with it. So I'm glad we're getting it. This deserved, like, good work deserves to get released. And this is one of those things, like, it deserved to get pushed out to the people.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see Rick Veitch. He's been getting a lot of people saying that they bought it, they read it. He's been getting bombarded with a lot of people saying that they love the issue. So I'm glad to see that. Rick Veitch, people watching, if you're not familiar with Rick Veitch, he is a terrific cartoonist, a legendary cartoonist. We're talking about going back decades. Two-Fisted Zombie Tales, Brat Pack, The One, Ex Mortis. Just the guy is a legit legend in the comic field. And there it is. Oh, don't show anymore. Don't show anymore.
Yeah, no, I'm stopping.
Yeah.
Yeah. So seriously, if you didn't pick it up, go pick it up. Just that's all I can say. That's for sure. Go get that book. Before we move on to the next couple of issues, I do want to just hop in the comments real quick because we do have Trish in the house. What's up, guys? What is up, Trish? We may or may not be talking about your book in a second. I'm just going to put that out there.
Just may.
I mean, it may or may not have done some really crazy cool things this week.
A lot of questions. Yeah.
A lot of, like, holy shit. Of excitement. I've said holy shit for other reasons while reading Feral, but this was just pure excitement. But yeah, so we got Trish in the house, and then Kai's just coming in going, Trish, how long is the wait list for the keyboard cats? In case you're wondering, because maybe you've been submitting your photos of your wonderful little kitty cat. Trish is confirming it's a pretty long at the moment, and they're trying to get they're trying to be able to add more per issue. That's cool. One, I think it's awesome that you're getting that much engagement. Because it was such a brilliant thing to do. To add that in there at the back and showcase people's cats, because it lets you know, one, not only are people reading this book, but people are getting involved with it, and this lets them kind of feel like they're part of the process in some ways. So I love that. Cosmo said is Swamp Thing, and he had a good jumping on point. I would say at least read the first 2 trades of Alan Moore's run,
or Rick Veitch, or just maybe. Oh, it's tough because on one hand you could, but you may be wondering, why the hell is Swamp Thing going through time? Why the hell is Swamp Thing in the ether right now?
Well, and this issue does a good job of, at the very beginning, they kind of give you like a page breaking down, like, it's text, but it's like, hey buddy, like this is what's going on. But I think
I think you could jump into it cold reading it, and you'd be good. But I wouldn't recommend it. I'd say if you haven't read Swamp Thing before, do read the Alan Moore stuff. Read the Rick Veitch stuff. You're gonna love it.
It's also just freaking great. Like I think it's one of the best runs that's out there for mainstream comics.
And it's the behind the scenes stuff about it. I talked about when we were talking about how they were the lowest paid team at DC Comics.
Oh yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Hey, so many things end up becoming big or great after their time, and I view that as one of those things. Salty is in the house, and he's letting me know that I'm putting the mo in homo. I am not that kind of hoe, though. I'm a big prude. But awesome stuff. But he did make up for it with the $1.99. And Salty, I do apologize. I saw your message last night. I think it was last night. I can't remember. And then I went to respond and got pulled. And then I didn't even think about not circling back till I saw your name here. But yes, thank you for reaching out and checking in. I meant to respond. I'll follow up with you after the show. But for you, Senor, for that $1.99, let's do a little bit of this. Oh, it's packing almost.
I haven't seen that one in a minute.
Yeah, it's been a hot second since we've done that one. But yes, Salty, thank you for the $1.99. Trish, thank you for the condolences. I really do appreciate it. Let's see what else we have here before we jump in. Salty graduated in 1989, folks. He graduated high school in 1989. I, on the other hand, was born in 1988. So
I remember 89. That Christmas '89, it was a Batman Christmas. My brothers and I, we had all the Batman action figures. We had the Batwing, the makeshift Batcave that came out, the Batmobiles, Batman on VHS. It was a Batman Christmas. Loved it.
Yep. And then Salty, good point. We did just get out of the Satanic Panic period in 1989.
Yeah, they talk about it in back in the letters. Just all these factors that came into play. It was just the wrong time for it, which happens, unfortunately, for a lot of books.
It does. I can't remember what we were covering in our graphic novel group, but we started talking about the Satanic Panic. But it wasn't Swamp Thing, because we've only done the first 2 trades for Swamp Thing there, and that was in the 70s, so that was before. But and then we have oh gosh, I always screw up this name. Granados.
Sure.
He goes, what am I seeing? Jesus is canon? What? Jesus is canon.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's the best comment. That was the comment of the night, and I'm sad I didn't think about it. And yes. Oh, Drew, I think I'm getting some background noise from you. I don't know if it's a fan or I'm gonna save Trisha's comment for when we get to that book. But,
Hold on one second.
and then we have Salty here. Yeah, I will say, Trish, I think we've all been fans here of Farrell since day one, but Salty would love Farrell since number one. Had Tony sign every horror cover issue at cons through March of this year. Heck yeah. I will also say, I just mentioned we do the comic book club at my LCS, and we all it's a whole different group and mix of people. We all have very different tastes and styles, and the one book we are all reading is Feral. Like it's just something about that book, no matter what your preferences is for genre or style, that just seems to cross because everyone is on board reading Feral.
I swear I'm going to get Wes to read it. Wes always says this is a Drew recommend. This is a Drew recommend. This is a Drew recommend. I'm like, come on, man.
when I did the last show on Saturday, I mentioned Feral. He's like, yeah, I just I never jumped onto that. I'm like, bro, what? Like, what? And Doc, another book we're gonna talk about. Doc never jumped onto Sacrificers. I'm like, bro, those are two fantastic books. Y'all need to fix yourselves, as Drew says. JK wants to know, I'm curious what has shifted at DC that artists, including, are able to say on X that they don't like 9-panel grids in reference to King's work. Yeah, who knows?
In regards to that, I don't know. It just artists can just be honest what they don't like to draw.
Yeah. Salty's giving a little more love to Trish. So we're going to read it. Trish, your work is outstanding, and I recommend the series to everyone who will listen. And ask Josh. So Salty is a tough critic. So if he likes it, it's usually, if Salty ever tells me I should check this out, I will say I check it out. Because I usually feel like I can trust that. Oh, Michael Yannon is saying he doesn't like doing the 9-panel grids.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, especially since he gets kind of tied up with King from time to time.
Yeah. I've got a lot I could say about Michael Yannon, but I'm not going to here because we actually have some good comics to talk about. Oh
yeah. Oh, I will say he's a super nice guy though. I've met him multiple times. I got to meet him when he was doing Batman. I got to meet him back when he was doing Grayson, then Batman.
I will say this. Currently, his art is getting better. I can tell he's doing less Google image tracing like he was in the past.
Yep.
So good for him.
Well, he kind of went through he started off really strong, and suddenly he went through a phase of kind of just being lazy, and then
specifically during the Tom King run. It's just you could tell.
All right, so we're already at like 8, almost 8:15, so we're gonna jump back into the comics. The next book we're going to talk about is The Sacrificers, and it concluded with this issue. And look, I'm just going to say I've been a fan of this book. I'm still a fan of this book, and I thought we got a really solid ending.
Yeah, yes, we did. It did not end the way I thought it would, but it's what's funny is that Swamp Thing and The Sacrificers can kind of go hand in hand. You know, just really about belief and faith and being positive, the optimism, and hopeful. Those messages ring true in Swamp Thing and Sacrificers. And we get that here, especially toward the end of this issue of The Sacrificers, about hope. And so this is all told via, I believe it's a letter by Pigeon. He's talking to his wife, and because their citadel is being stormed, and it's the end times. This could be it. They're on their way out, or are they? I'm not going to say what happens, but you got to read to find out. It is a terrific ending. It goes, like I said, it goes by fast. This moves really fast. Josh Tarek. Like I said, it ends on a very optimistic, hopeful note, and I appreciate that, and I like that. It's very hard to get that anymore with certain books and endings, and like I said, it goes hand in hand with Swamp Thing.
It's the it is the fact that Rick Remender is able to take the themes that he has in this book that are heavier themes and still present the hopeful message. And that's what I think we've lost. I think like so many people just lean to like dour for the sake of being dour, or like how intense can I be, but you never get the light on the other side of that. But yeah, you like this idea of hope. I don't know. There's something for me that anytime I'm reading something, and maybe this is why I love Swamp Thing so much too. But anytime I'm reading something with that as kind of like a core theme, and that's what it's pushing towards, no matter the adversities that they're facing, I always love those stories because I think sometimes as human beings we need that. No matter how crazy or rough life is getting, like just you gotta keep the hope. You gotta keep pushing forward. And I'm gonna say that I think this is probably my favorite Rick Remender book. That's his.
Ooh. Oh, that's you know.
That's like his own original story.
No. I'm really thinking about the other ones he's done, and I'm hard pressed to pick really anything else except for was it 7 to Eternity or 8 to Infinity?
Yeah, he did 7 to Eternity. I've got it somewhere over here.
Yeah, I think that's the only other one that comes to mind. I think where people may say like, well, what about that one? It's like, I don't know. This one, nothing really comes close.
Yeah, it's well, and all of his stuff is so different too. So that because I think a lot of people really like Black Magic. Is it Black Magic? Is that what it's called?
Black Magic.
Am I getting mixed up here? Rick Remender. I might be.
And you know what? Also, while we're talking about Rick, you know what? Good
Black
for him.
Science.
Telling
Sorry.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one. I'd never read that one.
Yeah.
But good for him telling Marvel and the X Office, to
go screw themselves.
Yeah, to kiss both sides of his ass. Yeah. You know what? It's like, hey, I don't need you. You need me. So
yeah.
I'm going over here.
That is, you're not wrong. And honestly, good for him, and I'm glad he didn't. If this is the stuff we're getting from him, yeah. Because I've said this before, there are things with Rick Remender for me that he's very hit or miss. I loved Grommets. I thought that was a hell of a lot of fun. I think this is excellent. Oh gosh, what's the war book I like? I know you're not as crazy about it as I am.
But then I've got my grievances.
Yeah. But then there's books like The Seasons that I was like, yeah, it's fine. But yeah, no, this for me, I thought this was great. I love the way he tells the story too, from just holistically. You got the 3 arcs that are really just kind of encapsulated with where they take place in time. Because every time we had like a time jump, those 2 times we had those time jumps, it took me to a place where I wasn't expecting to be with the story. And even here, like we talked about, this doesn't necessarily end the way that we thought it was going to end. And just in having a few conversations, one of my friends was like, "Oh, this final issue is problematic, but it's incredible." I don't even know if I'd call it problematic. I feel like in a lot of ways this works, and I think that's part of the reason I'm saying that I think this might be my favorite Rick Remender book out of his own stories, because it's so rare to me that you get a full run that runs like almost 30 issues and you feel like you've got such a consistently strong story. So
yeah, 20 and this was 21 issues. That's an interesting number to end on.
Yeah. But I thought this was an excellent issue. I'm sure they're gonna do collected, like full collection at some point as a compendium or hardcover. So definitely
absolutely.
Definitely recommend getting it. Salty is coming in. Sacrifices was excellent, guys. Thanks. And he also added the hope, growth, challenge, redemption, several key steps in the hero's journey, mostly lacking from the current modern audience media. Yeah, I mean, in most modern writing and media right now, we're not getting this hero's journey. We're not getting those character archetypes that we're used to seeing to represent, what needs to be represented for us to get these hero's journeys. But yeah, you get all that here, and I think that's why it helps kind of resonate with so many people, or the people that are reading it. Not enough people are reading this. So we're going to go ahead and switch on over to a little book called Feral. You know, just a little something. And this cover is awesome and terrifying all the same. Great color choices here, by the way. The pink and purple with the green, because it almost looks poisonous and sick.
Yes, that's definitely a cover that could have been a foil. I could see that being a foil cover if they did that.
Hell yeah.
That would pop.
Yeah, so we get a little surprise here. A couple of things that I like about this. Well, the things that I like about this issue, you kind of get two stories in one, because you get half the issue from the perspective of the characters that we've been following this entire time, and then for the other half of the issue, and I'm just gonna say, I'm showing it and revealing it because she did in the comments, but the dogs are back.
Roof, roof.
But yeah, that to me, and we got this hint with the previous issue that, you know, this might be the case, or this was the case. But yeah, you get the perspective of the cats, then you get the perspective of the dogs. But also like this because you're learning it. Like, this is the first time we're really getting to see the humans say things.
Yes.
So that was really interesting. But
learning a lot more about the outside world, what's going on.
Oh yeah. So for me, this was such an injection of, I said it earlier, holy shit, that came for me at like the perfect timing. Because it just continues to open up so many stories and so many plots, especially when you get to the dog version or the dog portion of this. Because you may or may not see a character that you're like, wait, do I know this guy? Because it's been a while if you've ever read Stray Dogs. It's probably, you've probably been, yeah. So my mind was like, am I remembering incorrectly? And then we get to that.
Yeah. Am I like the dogs? Am I misremembering things?
Yeah. So, but no, I love Feral. I love this issue. And I don't know if there's anything you want to add or say to this, but
no, it's not only is it it's creepy and unsettling, you know, with what's going on. We're learning more about how terrifying the outside world is, but it also has a sense of humor too. It's funny, you know, because we see the cats and dogs that are interacting and they're talking. I think it's later on with the dogs are like, no, bark louder,
oh, yeah.
You gotta go louder.
Because they're trying to get ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like finally one's like, I don't think he can hear
us. Yeah. But no,
yeah.
But when we see a certain human, we're just like, whoa, wait a second. And it raises a lot of questions. And not just, because it's like, wait a minute. So, but because I thought that guy, but what does this? It just, it's a lot of questions.
It brings in a lot of questions, but I am all for it.
Where you're at. Yeah, we're only at the halfway point. And here we go. Stray Dogs.
Yep. Woo. No, this is so freaking awesome. Oh, what'd I do? There we go. Oh no. No.
Oh no.
Freaking.
But no, yeah, we're open with the second half with the Stray Dogs. They're in the same facility, but in a different room. And I forget which cat it is walking through, and they're like, no, she can't hear you. She can't understand us. You know, she's cats and dogs. She's one to that dog. Dogs and cats don't get along. What's going on here?
So much good stuff. And then we get our boy Mush given a big reveal at the end too. So
it's like, what? Yeah,
I know. But yeah.
But then we realize, he's talking to other dogs.
Yep. I loved this issue. I had such a good time with it. So Trish, thank you. Team, thank you. But yeah, this is another one. Like, why, if you're not reading this, why are you not reading this? So, and again, and I'm just gonna re-stress this because I think sometimes people look at it and go, "Oh, it's like cartoon animals." Like, no, I'm good. This is literally the one book at our local comic shop that everyone is reading, and I'm not saying that just to say it. Like, literally, we will go around because when we have new people come in, we'll do introductions and say, what are you reading? And then the running joke has been, we all say, well, everyone's reading Feral, and then I'm also reading, and we'll list a few things. So,
and you know, I can remember going back it's got to be 4 years ago now when Stray Dogs came out, 3, 4, 5
Mhm.
years ago. I remember when that first came out, I was reading issue 1 from the get-go, and I remember a certain shaved ape gave me so much shit on camera for liking it. And but eventually, yeah, I think begrudgingly, he 5 years ago it came out.
5 years.
Jeez. But eventually, yeah, he realized. I hope he did the error of his ways. But anyway, that's a whole other story. But anyway, yeah, I knew this was something special from 5 years ago, and Trish knows
Oh, yeah.
for a fact that is legit. And it's amazing how much this is all ballooned,
Yeah.
in 5 years.
Well, I was one of the people that when Stray Dogs was coming out, like I didn't jump on it right away, and then it was selling out like crazy. Like it was going gangbusters. And I just remember asking my comic shop owner, I was like, "What's up with this Stray Dog? Like, what is?" And I'm a dog guy. I'm like, "Why? Like, why?" He's like, "I don't know. People reading it, they're loving it. It's just caught on, and we should have ordered more." And he was like, "Are you interested?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Okay, well, they're doing reprints." So I was like, "Yeah, just like start getting those for me." So
yeah, I've got my bunch. I've got the original issue 1 acetate here at home, signed and remarked by Trish and Tony and Tony Rodriguez. And I got one. It was at the time it was one of the rarer variants. It was by Ryan Kincaid. It was a Shining homage, where you see the Bloodhound peeking through the door like Jack Nicholson.
Yep.
And that was like a $70 variant at the time. I don't know if it's still going for that much, but it was pretty wild. But yeah,
nice. Since we do have Trish here, she is saying she loves to split crazy colors over the usual reds we use. Yeah, the pink and purple and greens. Yeah, it stands out for sure. And she said the Stray Dogs cover is a riff on Stray Dogs #1 with the red doorway, which like I remember looking at that in there and thinking it looked familiar, but I didn't fully place it, so that makes sense. And yes, he talks. This book balances so many things so well. So
yeah.
But yeah. And then yeah, Dolan was the OG fan. I remember seeing the commentary from issue 1. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
And hey, see, even Kaiser's coming in. Dolan's the reason I jumped on to Stray Dogs. Hell yeah. So real quick before we move on to our next couple of books, we do have Cannoli Sasquatch in the house with Hey There You Beauties. Just finished reading Batman Dark Patterns.
Nice.
Not bad. Now I'm currently reading Batman and Robin Adventures on.
Oh, nice.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That is a lot of fun.
Mark Parabeck on the art and Ty Templeton and others. Yeah.
Love it. Cannoli, since you are here, we're just going to gush over Trish a little bit more because I think we got you to pick up Feral. And I think you read the first 2 trades. But Trish is in here and she's one of the artists on there. So just pointing that out. But Cannoli, as always, good to see you. And then Trish is drawing issue 24 as we speak.
Woo!
Yes. Do y'all have an end in mind, or are you just kind of like we've got stories, we're gonna keep going as long as we can? Let us know. And then Cannoli says, I'm all caught up on Feral. It's been excellent. Hell yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, Drewski, you ready for some more comic talk?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So one of the other indies that came out this week was G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. It is another silent issue. And as
silent issue.
Silent. As you know, we've been a little hit or miss with our thoughts on these silent issues. So Drew, what were your thoughts on this one?
So I have questions.
Okay.
So this is one of the Cobras. This is a Cobra issue because they've been doing a bunch of Cobra silent issues, and so we're led to believe this takes place during the Cold War, sometime in between 1984 and 1990. This takes place. So, which leads me to believe, think like, how old is this guy now? And when is the current G.I. Joe time frame the current year, or is the G.I. Joe Real American Hero like this time frame?
Yeah.
Because they don't say Jorge Fornes, he doesn't say like 5 years ago or whatever. No, it's just like you're following this, all the way through. So yeah, he's breaking into this facility, and he's taking out all these Soviets one by one, knocking them out. One female he strings up upside down who's still conscious. I think that was a bad move on his part. But this is solid storytelling, and it's fun storytelling on his part. And I got to compliment Jorge Fornes for that, because there've been a lot of kind of failures in the past from that, but he does a great job depicting that here. And yeah, there's a lady right there. I'm like, wait a minute, she's not knocked out. She's still conscious.
Yep. She could get loose very easily,
or she could shout. She could scream pretty loud.
Well, that too. Women,
or so
constantly
I'm told.
Yelling. Yeah, constantly yelling about something. No, no, I will agree with you. I thought the visual storytelling was on point. The sequential art works for me really well here. And this kind of has almost that not noir, but that kind of I always think noir because I think of
Jorge Fornes. All due respect to him, and I do mean all due respect. He is a talented artist, but I've always seen him as a David Mazzucchelli clone.
Yep.
And it sounds bad, but look, that's when he draws Batman. That's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
And it's great seeing him not doing Batman. I'll say that.
Yes.
But he does a good job here drawing action, and I'm legit surprised. And I had fun with this. And
I had a lot of fun with this. Yeah.
And I think he's gotten better, and he's clearly showing himself that he's a talented storyteller with his art.
Yeah.
And this was fun. I love this. I love this here. These you see him just kind of going through the like a video game. He's going through crawling through different segments, planting bombs. I love it.
You mentioned Mazzucchelli. That was one of the guys that I thought of, and Jean-Paul Leon. Like that whole, for me, I'm a huge fan of this kind of style. I know it's not for everyone, but I think this is fantastic work. So really happy with this. And from a storytelling standpoint, there were never times where I was like, wait, what is happening?
Correct.
And unfortunately, that is what I thought multiple times with Joel Jones's silent issues. So
yeah.
But yeah, to me, this works in so many ways. And I don't think I ever stopped long enough to compare this to the other issues or the time frame in general to be like, wait, so when does the actual story take place?
Yeah, that was my one. That's probably I don't know whose fault that falls on, if that's Larry Hama's, if that's Jorge's, because it's just like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This is the G.I. Joe universe. What year is it currently in the series? And how old is this guy now?
Yeah. But you mentioned it, I was like, holy shit, you're right. So, yeah. And I think part of that is on me. Like, sometimes when we're reading these books each week, I'm trying to read so much so fast that I do a disservice to the book itself sometimes, and sometimes these little things I don't catch. But you mentioning that, I was like, oh, yeah. Huh. But yeah, I thought this was another solid silent issue. To me, this is how you do silent issues. This is a good example of how to do them. So, because I understood everything that was going on. I got good ideas of the emotions that were there, the tone that was there, and I didn't need any dialogue to do it. So kudos to the team for knocking this out. We are going to switch to DC. So we had a book. It's a one shot that debuted, and that is Batman, Wonder Woman, Truth.
You want to start? You want me to start?
Well, I'll just say this: I didn't think it was bad.
It's not bad.
It was okay.
What
solid.
was the point?
Yeah, that's it. My whole thing was like, why are we doing this?
Bullseye. That is the $1 million question. Why the hell are we here with this book? Because when you finish this, it's like, wait a minute, what was the point of this?
Yeah, yeah. Because at first I was like, okay, this is gonna end up being a couple issues, and we'll get like a little mini story that has a point. And this just ultimately did not. I will say Jim Chung's art looks fantastic.
Beautiful. It is
beautiful.
I mean,
it is. Look at that. but then the other thing I was and this is unfortunately something that kind of kept pulling me from the story. I kept trying to figure out exactly when this takes place.
So,
and I know,
Josh, this is I call this a Image Comics error right here. Like back in the day when you'd have these beautiful stories, but you'd have no clue what the fuck is going on in the story. And the only way you would know is if you read the interviews, and they're like, oh, okay, now it makes sense. Jeff Loeb did an interview with Bleeding Cool talking about when this takes place. This takes place right after the end of Hush, the very first
right.
Hush.
So I knew it was at least after the first Hush, but they're also discussing the Catwoman breakup, and I'm trying to remember, like, during that first Hush run, did they ever actually break up? When did that happen? What did that look like? So is it still just immediately in that time frame, or is he trying to like blend two different times here?
No, I think it's according to him, it's immediately after Hush.
Okay. I think I'm unfortunately just tainted that when I see Batman Catwoman breakup now, I automatically think Tom King.
I think it was supposed to take place after this current Hush run, but since Jim Lee fell behind, it's like he changed it to be right after the first Hush volume, and it really this is what Van Jones called a nothing burger.
Yeah. I mean, it's Diana kind of talking to Bruce.
It is empty calories. There we go. It's empty calories right here.
Oh yeah. I'll say the art. It's almost worth picking up alone for the art.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just don't read it
for the story.
Don't expect a good story. Just get it for the art. When they do like a black and white edition or a collected art edition, they do this. Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be gorgeous.
Yeah, because a lot of just what goes on here is Diana talking to Bruce about, like, is he sure he did the right thing for telling Selena that he's Batman? And that's kind of it. Mm-hmm. Like, okay. Yeah, like, all right, I guess. And so I'm just saying this, it makes me so sad because I wanted to like this so much more than it was. Yeah. And then at the same time, I was also like, I mean, it didn't suck like Tom King's Wonder Woman, so I guess that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. Or it didn't suck as bad as Hush 2. So, but yeah, it should have been more. I would have enjoyed it way more if it was more. Mm-hmm. But I guess for now, I'll look at the beautiful art. Oh, this is the other thing that I liked now that I'm seeing it again. I love that the shine that they had on Catwoman, they did purple instead of that kind of white.
Yeah.
Because for me, it was a throwback to the Jim Ballant Catwoman type of. But yeah,
I missed that. Yeah.
Anyways, beautiful art. Jim Chung. I think the last time I saw him doing interiors, at least for DC, is when he was on
Justice League.
Yep, with Scott Snyder, and
that was that run was interesting. I'll say that.
Yeah, but seeing this makes me wish, like, all right, if you've got like an event or something at DC, get this guy on there. Like, yeah, he's so good. You should be able to afford him for an event.
Just keep him away from Tom King. That's all I got to say. Keep him away from
for
him.
the love of God, please. I don't know if Tom King's going to be doing any events anytime soon. So
I hope not.
I hope not as well. Next up, we have Zatanna. And I'm going to just start off by saying I like Zatanna as a character.
Mm-hmm.
I never get excited about a Zatanna book.
Yeah, it's kind of like how what Mick Lovin said about Coke in the movie Role Models. He's like, I like the idea of Coke as compared to actual drinking Coke itself. It's like I like the idea of Zatanna as opposed to just Zatanna herself.
Yeah.
With that being said, this is another one, a very beautiful comic.
It is.
Yeah, Jamal, he goes all out. It is his layouts in this are damn good.
Yep.
And it's a kind of a trippy read.
It is a trippy read.
Yeah, because I went through this 3 or 4 times and to understand, try to grasp what was going on here. And because you got this plague thing, and she goes into the plague itself, and there's a community living inside this plague. Yep. It's like, what the hell? This is nuts.
And I'm cool with that. I'm honestly okay with trippy because it is Zatanna, and you'll get some weird stuff. I'll even say that I think that for the most part trying to get a nice jumping on point for people that might be fans of Zatanna but have never really read Zatanna. I feel like it's a pretty easy entry point, aside from being weird. And I don't say weird in a bad way. Just
It
I
was
feel like
not what it was not what I expected. I'll say that.
same. And I think this is kind of where I always have trouble with Zatanna when she gets her own title, whether it's a mini series or a one shot or whatever it might be. Is I just don't ever feel like I'm as interested in everything else that's going on around her as I am her. I think she's a great character, but I think she's at her best when she's in team books or whatever it might be. And I think back to stuff like Justice League Dark, and I love that stuff with her on there. I thought she did really good, interesting things. But again, I'm never overly excited to read this, but I thought this was a solid issue. Again, a little out there. So if you're a Zatanna fan, definitely pick it up. And spot on Jamal Campbell's art, because I look at this and I think back to oh gosh, what was the character? Brian Michael Bendis's new original character that they did the TV show for.
Oh, Naomi.
And I remember thinking
the real
that,
one.
Man, yeah, I remember thinking that, man, that first arc of Naomi in the comics was actually pretty damn good, but I think it may have just been Jamal Campbell's art. So yeah, but it's a great looking book. Like just and you know what? I'm gonna give DC credit because they're actually trying to do different things.
Yes,
they're
100%. You look at the different across the spectrum, all these different all-in books. You know,
Yes.
I will, like you said, I will give them credit. They are trying. Not all of them are hitting the mark, unfortunately, but they're trying.
How dare you? How dare you talk about that woman that way?
Oh, she had it coming.
Yeah, no, she did. But yeah,
or Greg Rucka had it coming.
Well, true. But yeah, I'll give these guys credit. Like DC is actually trying to do different things and highlight different characters, and I will give them credit for that. So good job. One more DC book real quick, and this is where I guess they're trying to do different things, but maybe they shouldn't, because my God, this felt like a flashback to what, 2023, 2024?
Oh, Josh, lost you. Towel rack.
Son of a bitch. All right, let me.
But no, yeah, this was my. I never jumped on the Zatanna series. Oh God. All right.
Go ahead.
I never jumped on the Zatanna series that Paul Dini wrote. I heard good things. I don't know if it's worth checking out or not. Maybe I will in the future. But yeah, this was a trippy first issue. It's good. It's beautiful. Just be ready to be like, whoa, what is going on here?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
No.
Nope.
Oh, you might have to back out.
Oh, they can hear you? Okay.
Yeah.
I got to back out. Give me a second.
All right. We'll see you in a second. Come back in. Thank you, Salty. What was I gonna say? Yeah, Zatanna, check it out. And then Salty, you mentioned the biggest thing DC has going for them is current year Marvel. You're not wrong, man. But I will say there was a while that DC was playing it a little safe. Or just kind of doing the same thing that Marvel's doing, which was bad. And I feel like since they've done this whole all-in thing, they've been trying to at least tell fun and captivating stories. So not always hitting the mark, but you know, we won't flog them for that. Now where they did miss the mark, and dear Jesus, please help me, it is Justice League Intergalactic Special #1. They've been doing these Justice League one shots, trying to focus on different areas. So this one, they decided they were going to pull the trans team together for the most part. So yeah, you've got what's Carol Danvers' name? Star Sapphire here, and Green Arrow, Adam Strange, and then you've got.
But we gotta be honest here. Star Sapphire is not the star of this book.
No. At all. They made it look like she's the star of the book based on the cover.
But the minute you see who wrote this book, you know, wait a minute. Okay, I know the two characters who are going to be the stars of this. Yep. And sure enough, yep.
So this is a side quest for, is it Dreamer, right? And then Galaxy, the prettiest star. And if you're wondering who wrote this book, it was Jadzia Axelrod, who created Galaxy, the prettiest star, and Nicole Maines, who played Dreamer on Supergirl. They're both trans females. So yeah, those are your two spotlights here, and it was I read a little bit of it and it was just boring as all get out. And it's just not good. I don't know,
Just
man. Like,
just whiny, self-righteous,
yeah,
malicious, indignant, just assholes, just unlikable assholes. There's nothing heroic about these characters. Yet they're in the Justice League, and they're like, "Yeah, it's okay. We were forgiven for what we do." Yeah, you're a bad guy. It's like, okay, it shows you just how jacked up the Justice League is. They're letting these jackasses in the Justice League.
Yep. And then I think the last time we saw at least the Dreamer character was Secret Six, right? I believe wasn't she part of that with Superboy?
Superboy,
and,
yeah.
So you got a little bit of that here, touching on that. I guess the last time we saw Galaxy was back when she was in the Hawk Woman, whatever comic.
that didn't last long. Yeah.
No, also written by Jadzia Axelrod. But yeah, like this is a Dreamer and Galaxy side quest, and it is obnoxious and boring
and painful. Just you feel dumber listening to the dialogue. And that, you got to remember that this is a Justice League book. So Justice League, okay, superheroes, heroes. How these characters talk, specifically those two, there is nothing heroic about it. Just very selfish, self-righteous assholes.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's a point. Oh, go ahead.
No. I am leaving it at that.
There's a point where even the Dreamer character says, like, oh, yeah, here we go. I'm a wanted woman in 3 countries and a wanted man in 6. Fucking. You don't want my help. The Justice League thinks I'm a villain because you are a villain. You act like a villain. That's why. But yeah. So I skipped this one. I typically I wouldn't have even talked about it, but I kind of couldn't resist. I didn't even realize this book had come out until I was pulling the stream together yesterday. And then of course I had to send it a screenshot of the cover to Max and be like, "Oh my God, Max, you're definitely picking this up, right?"
Yeah, this an issue like this calls back to what Salty talked about, the hero's journey, the different steps in it. Characters like this cannot and will not go through those steps because they're not designed to have a hero's journey at all because they are villains.
Yeah. Real quick, we got Salty coming in with Zipper T7s and detached P-Man. Oh, yeah. Guys just said, but where's the fighting? It's somewhere in there.
It's all bitching to each other. It's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's the fighting.
Enzo said the Supergirl show did damage to DC Comics unintentionally. By the end,
that show got worse, by the time you got to the last season. It was terrible.
Some of those, I remember seeing some of the clips online of just how bad some of it got, and I was like, sheesh. Corey's off to bed. Good night, sir. Thank you again for coming. And then Kaiser said, wait, she's a dreamer. I'm calling ice. Whoops. All right. 2 more books to wrap up the night real quick. We do have 2 Marvel books. One is good. One is not.
Yes.
Well, I'll say one's solid. One's not. But Punisher. This is the good one. I'm actually enjoying this.
Me too.
And I feel bad for sounding surprised, but Ben Percy's delivering. If he can keep delivering, then great. But we've got a really good storyline where we had that first little Red Band miniseries going through where he had a chip in his head. Kingpin was controlling him. Here, he worked with Micro, got the chip out. But now we're learning that there might be other things going on because Frank's kind of starting to feel guilt and remorse for being the Punisher. And it's kind of
anytime he commits a violent act, something happens to his brain. Like he starts malfunctioning, and the doctor they went to go visit gave him lithium, to to fight it. So when you see what Punisher Ghost, what he does, you see how he's using the lithium throughout the issue. It's a Garth Ennis dark joke when you see what he does.
But that is kind of what I guess this is what surprised me. I wasn't expecting them to try to even lean that way. And
look, when you see lithium put onto a chili dog, it's like, okay, yeah, I know what we're doing here.
No, but you're right. You are right. But yeah, no, this to me is going back to what I know and love Punisher to be. And I guess after what 5-6 years of Marvel trying to do everything they could not
Everything
have,
they could to destroy the character.
yeah. Seeing them just come in and run with it. And part of me has to say, like, all right, cool. Thanks, John Bernthal, right? Because I mean, I know that was Kevin Feige wanted him back real bad. And John thankfully had enough sense to say, I'm only coming back if I think whatever you're giving me is good.
Yeah.
And he's got enough of a backbone to say it and mean it. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see with this Punisher miniseries. But I think had that not happened, I don't think the comics would have even shifted back to give us the more traditional Punisher. So
No,
the fact that
he's and I don't think we would have gotten any Punisher books. And but we got to call out Jose Suarez here.
Yeah.
Once again, my boy. I am so glad. I talked about him on the Daredevil run. Those last few issues, he's here on the art on this. Three solid issues so far he has delivered, all by hand, penciled, inked. You can see every single page on Facebook and Instagram. They are beautiful, terrifying, violent, hilarious. This book is so fucking wild.
Yeah.
It like I said, the stuff with the lithium, what he's going on, how Punisher's taking out the people, stuff with Jigsaw ripping off faces. It's all over the place. I love it. I never know what to expect.
Nope. I'm right there with you. And even when we saw Jose's work on Daredevil, we mentioned that it had a nice throwback feel, kind of towards the Marvel Knights type days.
Yes, early 2000s. Yes.
Yep. And so it just makes sense for him to be on this book, and he's killing it.
He was born to do the Punisher.
100%.
Love it.
I wouldn't mind seeing him. I mean, I want him to stick with Punisher as long as this is good, but when he is finished with Punisher, there's so many characters I'd love to see. I'd love to see him take a stab at Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
Even maybe like a Batman run, just maybe an arc or something. But yeah.
Oh man.
I'm just saying, there's so much this guy needs. So Marvel, DC, fight over him, give him good work. Just make sure he's with a good writer doing a good story.
God damn! Look, just the art here. It is. There's the lithium on the fucking jelly dog.
It's awesome. And this is the stuff that when I read, I'm like, how do you come up with this shit? Because I would never think of this, but it's so perfect. Like, it's so good. Yeah, Punisher, man. I'm gonna admit, when they first announced the Punisher Red Band, and then they were bringing back the Marvel Knights Punisher, and then even doing the Punisher Daredevil comic, I thought this was gonna be the worst of the three, and how wrong I was. It has by far been the best, and I'm glad this is continuing because, yeah, we were not expecting this when they first announced Punisher, but glad it's here. Final book of the night. What do we think? It's a Marvel book. What do we think it is? Could it be Uncanny X-Men?
Impossible Man. Oh, Uncanny X-Men. So I unfortunately I went through this twice, maybe two and a half times, to really try to understand what the fuck was going on in this book.
It's confusing as fuck.
So I'm like, wait a second. So these newish quote unquote X-Men are wearing the X-Men garb in this in the former Xavier house,
right?
Or it's fucking confusing. It's like, wait a minute, what the hell's going on here?
So it's kind of like, and maybe I'm wrong, but I was getting the impression that it's almost like there's a weird thing going on where like these guys are now the new mutants, as if we never had the other new mutants. Like right? Am I missing that? Or I'm going to be honest, I skimmed this book.
Yeah, and I don't know, because the new mutants do show up at the end of the book.
Yeah,
and it's like, well, wait a minute, what's going on here? And
so, yeah. I skimmed, and then I got confused, and then I started trying to read, and then I got mad while reading it because I just don't think it's a good book. So then I said, fuck it, I really don't care. But now I'm talking about it, and I was like, I probably should have just read this. But yeah, I don't think there's really anything interesting about these characters. I think this guy, and I can't think of his name. I think he's the most interesting as a character. That like
Yes,
I can
he's the most useful X-Men
yes.
character.
And then this chick here, Mutina, is a great character, but she should not be one of the good guys because she's psycho and murders people.
Mhm.
And then this guy down here, Death Dream or whatever his name is,
Yeah,
probably
he's a-
has some of the cooler powers, but God, I can't fucking stand him.
It's another character. I don't know what it is with some of these quote unquote writers at Marvel, where they got a thing about having dream rapers. You know, people going in and just raping people in their dreams. Steve Orlando one came up with his own character, and this is another one by Gail Simone. Like, you know, those powers kind of those powers one kind of suck. But we already have a character who does that. His name's Sleepwalker.
Yeah. I mean, this guy, this character, I don't know if y'all can see my mouse, but he can be dead or be alive. And there's probably something interesting there. I just don't think they've ever actually figured out an interesting way to use it. Now, for these other two Yahoos over here, you got Jitter, who gets the jitters. So what the fuck is the point of her? And then you got Calico. And Jitter just, I roll my eyes whenever Jitter's talking because I can't stand it. But then Calico half the time isn't even in the picture because they can't really figure out how to bring the horse in. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong. Honestly, it reminds me, like I said, it reminds me of the episode of The Simpsons when they're watching Night Rider, but as a boat, and they're coming all these stupid elaborate ways to get Night Boat, you know, to jump across into like a quarry or into like a lake or a stream. Yep. It's just like out of you know sheer convenience to figure it out. It's like that's what it is. She's the Night Boat of the book.
But we get a moment coming in where she actually does something for once, you know, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" But it's like I could not take this seriously.
No, you can't.
Anyway, this is what it is. I've never really enjoyed this run. I think it's
because it doesn't focus on the X-Men. This is uncanny X-Men. This is the banner title, and you're focusing on these lame New Mutant characters and this one homicidal murderer right here, the serial killer.
And here's the thing: like, if you want to introduce these characters and do something with them, fine. But Gail Simone, from like day one, issue 2, 3, whatever one it was, the moment she brought these characters into the picture, they have been the main focus.
Yeah,
and that's where she went wrong. Had she gone to this point and then we're just now giving them an arc to make them the main focus, I think people would have digested it a little bit better. But yeah, I mean the X-Men themselves aren't written well. They're all seem out of character. But on top of that, we're focusing on these stupid Yahoos, which aren't even half as charismatic or interesting as our main characters. So it just makes it even worse. But yeah, that's creepy as fuck. So just leave it there. But I'm still waiting to figure out how long it's going to be before they decide to just reboot X-Men again.
I think they're going to get this probably maybe into the year. Then they may relaunch it again.
I mean, if they can, you got to wonder if they're having these conversations and already talking to people and just not getting anyone to say that they would do it. You know, that's the other problem.
That is the problem, you know, and hey, we know people who are behind the scenes, we know people who know people as well behind the scenes. And they just say their page rates now are shit. And they cannot get creatives to work for those shit wages.
Nope.
They're making more working for me.
Yeah. So wild stuff. But yeah, X-Men continues to suck. So suck it.
Yeah. Suck it long, suck it hard.
Yeah. Get out of here. Get out of here, Gail Simone. You and your breadsticks. Let's see. Final few comments. Gosh, where'd it go? So Enzo said his art is amazing. I got his Titans United series.
Oh, talk about Jose Suarez.
Oh, I didn't even realize he did a Titans run, so I need to check that out.
Neither did I. Yeah, that's mind blowing now.
Salty. Talking about Steve Orlando's character, Great
Yeah.
P. Freddy Krueger. You're not wrong. Like that was the moment that came out. Like I was like, what? This is weird. Enzo says these mutants seem like OCs as soon as X-Men becomes public domain. OCs? Maybe I'm not connecting the dots. First, I was thinking OC as in the OC, like the TV show, and I'm like, you're not wrong because it's that type of storytelling. But
Yeah,
original characters, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And then Salty said we won't need to wait long for yet another X-Men #1. Shit.
Woo!
Yeah, it's coming. Well, it might be coming. We'll see. Anyways, that is it for the night. So we're gonna start wrapping up. Drewski, anything else you want to add, or any extra reminders you want to throw out there, just before we say where we can find you?
Just go to your comic book shop, support your local comic book shop. 2, sign up for Unholy Nightmare on Kickstarter. 3, when you go to your local comic book shop, tell them to sign up for Unholy Nightmare.
Yeah. And then just a reminder, we do have the link for the pre-sign up here in the chat. It's pinned. Go sign up. We went over some bomb ass covers and interior artwork at the beginning. And yeah, just super excited about this stuff. And part of my excitement too is I know what goes on even after issue 3. So I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
keep coming in, keep tuning in.
It was fun talking with Aaron, talking it out, the rest of the volume, what happens, and seeing him read the scripts, and talk about volume 2, and then volume 3, which I'm working on right now. It's going to get wild and crazy.
Hell yeah. So again, go sign up. That way you can be in the loop. And I know Drew said, "Oh, you got to wait. It's not until June. June will be here before you know it."
Yeah. It's already May 1st tomorrow.
A lot of exciting stuff that we can't talk about yet, but in due time. Anyways, good stuff there. Well, Drewski, if people want to find you, where can they find you?
You can find me here on Tuesdays and Thursdays normally. You can find me on Wes's channel, Thinking Critical, on Saturdays, talking the best of the week. And coming up this summer, you can find me at Terrificon in Connecticut in August.
Heck yes. Real quick, I have to address Salty because he put, of course, Josh Goes to TV's OC, of course, Rainbow. I'm not a fan of the OC. I did not like the OC. That's why I brought it up, because I was like, oh yeah, no, it is kind of that same shit, like teenage type storytelling.
Did I tell you my story about the OC when I was living in England? Did I tell you about that? So when I was stationed in England from 04 to 06, we would go out frequently to Cambridge University, the bars there, and hang out with all the local college girls who were there. And we'd see them in the bar. They would ask us, "Hey, where are you guys from?" We're from America. We're from the USA. They would say, "Oh, like the OC, like the OC."
Oh God. Oh man, I can't. See. And then he's putting Melrose Place. See, I didn't watch that.
That was my jam. I watched Melrose. That was my jam. I love Melrose Place. Loved it.
It was not my cup of tea. I didn't watch any of that kind of stuff. Like anything that's mainstream teeny drama-y, like I can't stand it. I was a Buffy Angel kind of guy for sure. I kind of watched Smallville, never really watched Smallville. It was hit or miss. If it was on and I wasn't doing anything,
I was watching that ritually up until like I got to I think it was when I went into basic. When I went to basic training around 04, 05, that's kind of like I missed seasons 4 and 5. I kind of like didn't get to watch all the way through because I was gone.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't really know. I'd have to go back and think what all I watched during high school, but Enzo clarified OCs as in like fan fiction characters, original characters. Yes, the X-Men in general for a while now has been full of these like fan fiction type characters. So,
in my opinion, is if I ever were on there, I'm taking what's there, I'm making them better. Like I'm taking Banshee and Thunderbird, because I'm making them great again. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, they need a little love. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, if you want to follow the channel, we are here. Okay, so at least for May, we're probably just going to be here on Thursdays, and then after May, we should be able to pick back up with top comics of May and all that jazz. Kind of get back in the swing of things. But at least for the next month, probably just one show because we're still settling a few things as far as Eddie goes. But you can follow us on X at @bypopped, and then if you want to follow me directly on on X, it's at Joshua L. McDonald. And then I'm over on Instagram as well, and that's JoshWorks903. So go follow me there. I post pictures of my dog. It's a good time. But yeah, again, just wanted to say a huge thank you guys for being patient and still showing up, even though we weren't here for about 2 weeks. I know the past month has been rough for a number of reasons, either work things popping up, my personal stuff with family friends passing. Drew had his con, but you guys still showed up, and it means more than you know. So I appreciate it. But that is going to be all for tonight. Thank you for welcoming us back with open arms and lovely insults. So we will see you next time, and I'm sure we might have more Unholy Nightmare stuff to talk about. So
yeah.
Until then.